In this class, we'll discuss about sample design. Now, what exactly is sample design? We know what are samples. Now, how to select these samples? First thing, we should understand here what is the population or what is the universe. Now, what exactly I mean by population here is the interested, suppose we have defined the research problem and we have designed, the research designing is also done. After that, we know several methods for surveying, for collecting the samples. Now, the sample design is basically on which population we are going to take the samples and what methods we are going to adopt to take the samples. So we know already several methods like conducting the survey for primary sample collections, conducting the primary survey through either Google Forms or interviewing or by observation or collecting the data individually. So these are different survey mechanisms. Similarly, we know what are secondary surveys also to collect the data. For sample design in the population, we have to go for proper selection of samples. So what are the steps involved in this sample design? If the samples are taken very randomly where we don't get relevant results or the samples are of no use, not of any relevance to our research problem or the definition, then under such cases, whatever survey, whatever samples we have collected are of no use. Such things should not happen. So there are several steps in sample design. So depending upon our research problem, we should know what is the population or the universe. For this, I would like to give an example of again COVID pandemic. Here you are conducting a survey on people who have vaccinated once, twice, or not vaccinated at all. So, under such case, already we have the age bands. So, below 18 are not at all vaccinated. Supposing your population where you are taking the samples is having more number of below 18 age group, then your samples, any number they may be, they are of not use at all because you are going to get an answer as no for vaccination, yes or no. Supposing you are collecting the samples above the age group of say 45 or 50. Now during this interval, most of them are vaccinated twice. I mean both the vaccines are taken. So your research, depending upon your research definition, what exactly you are looking at it. So on that, your type of universe should be properly defined or the type of population should be properly defined. When you want to know how many people are vaccinated or percentage of people who are vaccinated and after effects of that, or what is the impact of the current second wave, under such cases you have to concentrate on the people who have already taken the vaccine, both the doses of vaccine. Only then you get the relevant information. So here type of universe, what you choose is very, very important. Next parameter is sampling unit. Sampling unit may be a geographical one, such as state, district, village, etc. Now, again coming back to the same vaccination issue, what is done actually when such samples are taken to reduce the time? Because we have time constraint depending upon the case, whatever is the research issue. Now, within a month, how many people are vaccinated, if you want to know, the same group which is surveying cannot go to all the states, districts, or villages. So, what is done is the same set of question sample survey is conducted by different set of people in their own regions. Like this, parallelly conducting the survey can lead to faster results because this is going to be a one time survey, not over a period of time. This you are not repeating every time. This is one time type for this kind of a 2019 or 20 issue, COVID-19 issue. It may be there for 1 or 2 years. So vaccination also can happen during this interval only. So it is a one time kind of a research. If it was something like finding out the rain issues or flood issues, then it may be a repetitive one and you may need to extend it over a certain period of time, several years of time. But this vaccine issue, depending upon the problem, it is a one time issue. So it has to be carried out at a faster rate. So to do that parallelly, it is done. So the sampling unit may be, in this case, it is a geographical one. So for this parallel data collection is done. And depending upon the age band what is selected, we are going to conduct it. Similarly, it may be restricted to even smaller units such as house, flat, etc. Or it may be a social unit such as a bigger family, club, school, etc. So the last week's drive which was conducted was over the entire district, and even the schools, clubs, colleges, all these were involved in it. Under such cases, the sampling unit size is varying. Sampling unit can be a simple school or a college or a specific public area where the vaccination was done or the drive was conducted. So, sampling unit size varies depending upon the issue or the research problem. The next parameter is source list. It is also known as a sampling frame from which sample is to be drawn. It contains the names of all items of universe in case of finite universe only. Now, what I mean here, the meaning of finite universe is if the population size is not infinite, it is not that you cannot collect the information. The sample size should not be so large that one-to-one collection is not possible. That should not happen. So when the size is finite or limited, where the data can be collected one-to-one, and you can divide it into smaller frames. The unit can be divided into smaller ones further. So it is a sampling frame. Again, taking the example of above 50 age group. Above 50 age group is a whole universe. Among them, in a particular college unit or in a school unit, how many people are vaccinated? Both the doses. So from this, first you can find out how many people are there above 50 in that. So this forms your sampling frame. And out of them, how many are vaccinated with both the doses? That becomes your actual sampling unit. So the sampling frame is how many people are there above this age group. Next parameter is size of sample. This refers to the number of items to be selected from the universe to constitute a sample. So size of sample means how many people are there. If you know the sampling frame, then you can decide if it's a club where around 100 people are there above this age group. Then under such cases, you need not take all the 100 people into account. You can select a smaller unit. Size of the sample, you can decide. See, 1 in 10. So that means total samples, how many you are going to collect among the 100 people? 10 samples you are going to collect. So depending upon the issue, you can choose the size of the sample. Next one, parameters of interest. So the specific population parameters which are of interest. This deals with which parameters you are looking at it. What are the interesting parameters? Because you have good number of parameters you get. Supposing how many diabetics are there in above 50 age group? How many BP patients are there in above 50 age group who are vaccinated both the doses? Or similarly, any other chronic disease person with both the times vaccinated, what is the impact on them? So here actually you have to clearly define what is the parameter of interest. Are you looking at the general category, or are you looking at the specific category with BP or specific category of sugar patients? Like this, the parameters of interest have to be clearly mentioned. So for instance, we may be interested in estimating the proportion of persons with some characteristics like this, what I gave the example. So people with BP, what is the impact on them when they were administered both the doses? So like this, the parameters of interest you can clearly define and then conduct the samples, collect the samples. The next point is budgetary constraint. Now always whenever any research is carried out, budget is of prime importance. How much funds you can afford to spend on this research. Time and budget, these two are most important things in carrying out any research. From practical point of view, have a major impact upon decisions relating to not only the size of the sample but also the type of the sample. So budgetary constraints are going to impact on the type of sample as well as size of sample. Now, why size of sample? Because if you want, if you can spend more money, then you can consider more number of samples. And also the type of samples, because everybody may not be interested in giving the sample. So under such cases, monetary help may be required to collect the type of the sample. So budgetary constraints are very, very important in deciding what your research is aiming at, and also the quality of samples or the type of samples and size of samples. Because in collecting them, lot of fund may be required. In some cases, especially the medical reports and all. The medical reports of a particular person, when if you are supposing doing a research on cancer, under such cases, all this data is, as for RTI, you cannot collect these informations. They are source belonging to that specific patient and that doctor. So doctors cannot disclose these data to anybody unless there is an agreement that this is not going to be utilized for any considerations other than the research purpose. Only for research purposes, some data is given. That's why you might have heard Google or WhatsApp, they are facing a case where they are intervening and collecting the personal data of the people who are utilizing Google or WhatsApp. Even Facebook, they have faced the cases because they were collecting personal information indirectly and utilizing for some other purpose which it was not mentioned while collecting the information. So these are property of particular individuals, so they cannot be used. So here what exactly happens is, supposing you want a data, so in some cases you may have to pay for that data. So the budget given for that particular research matters a lot. When you have to pay for the data, when it is not easily available, then your budget is of prime consideration. So if you want good quality sample, or good quality in the sense authentic sample, and the number of the authentic sample is also more, under such cases you may be paying for the data and collecting that information. Next one, sampling procedure. Now what is actually, how exactly you are going to collect the samples? So that is what is sampling procedure. So with what technique you are selecting the samples and collecting them. So that is the sampling procedure. So these are few of the points which are necessary for sampling designing.